Hey everybody, it's me, Lance Meister, the Undead Viking. I'm here to talk to you about this game called Building Giza. As you can probably guess, this is about building a pyramid. This is a dice and auction game that really kind of like is exactly what I'm looking for in one of those lighter mechanically type games, but really challenging, like laugh at your friend for their misfortune type games, which I really enjoy. This is kind of in the same weird realm of like a Las Vegas game, like, which is like one of my favorite games, and this is that type of genre, and this is that type of game that I really, really like. Like I said, mechanically, this is a very light game, but let me show you how exactly the game is played, and then we'll come back around here, as we always do, and I'll tell you, more about the game and what I think about it. So, there you go. Building Giza, and, yeah, let's do this. Alright, this is Building Giza, and these are the blocks that we will be using to build the pyramid. Each turn, what you'll do is you'll take one of these blocks and you'll put it out like this, and then each person will then bid on the right to build that block for the pharaoh. Now, you use silver cards to do bids and also pay for your resources and workers that you use to build the pyramid, and then you get gold for successfully building the blocks for the pyramid. Gold can be turned into silver because gold can't be used to bid. 1 gold will equal 2 silver, and you can buy gold cards for victory points at 1 gold for 4 silvers. So the exchange rate isn't great, but you can do that as the game goes on. To begin the game, each person will get some starting cards. They'll get these 6 silver cards. They get 2 with 0 on them, and 2 with 1, and 2 with 2 on them. And they have those, and they'll have them secret. And then you put the block out there, and you will take 1 red, 1 green, and 1 yellow die, and you'll roll those. And that will tell you exactly what it's going to take to build that particular block. And in this case, it's going to take 4 resources, it's going to take 6 workers, and if you successfully build the block, it'll be worth 3 gold. Now, at the beginning, before that, I should mention that each player will get to roll one of these silver dice, and that'll tell you how much extra silver you get. So if I rolled a 6, I get 6 extra silver, or 4. So each person rolls that, and they take the extra silver out of those, and just take the cards and add them to their hand. And now everybody bids for the right to do that particular block. Now, obviously, some blocks are going to be easier to build than others, just because of the randomness of the roll, and some blocks are going to be worth more to build than others because of the randomness of the roll as well. But each player then goes to their hand, and they find the cards they want to use to bid, and they take your card out, or cards, if you will, and they, put them in their hand, underneath the table, and everybody reveals them at the same time. Now, unlike a lot of auction games, you actually do lose your bid. Whatever you bid, you're going to lose. And the reason for that is, I'll explain in just a second. But it is part of just the game as well. The pharaoh just takes the money, because the pharaoh's kind of a jerk. But you can, if you want, bid 0 if you don't want to lose any money. And if you bid 0, you get your cards back, your 0 cards back. And so this is kind of like the fun part of the game where you can actually, you can show people. It's like, oh, look, I'm bidding with, like 3 cards. But, you only have 2 zeros there, or something like that. You can kind of convince other people to bid more and get rid of more money and stuff like that. Kind of a neat little thing, because you always get to take the zeros back. But whoever then wins the bid, they then have to pay 1 silver per die that they want to use. So in this case, you're going to need you're going to need at least 2 to have a shot at the red one. And, you could take your chances with 1 green, but, let's say the person who won decided to go with 2 red and 2 green. So we roll, we see what we get. So, bam, we got 8. As far as that is concerned, to beat the 6, and we got a 5 to beat the 4. So the person would get 3 gold, and they go through here, and they'd, take 3 gold. Here, you can just take a 2, and let me see if I can find a 1 in here somewhere. So, or you can even take 3 ones. You can go 1, 2, 3, 3 ones. But, regardless, it's just your victory points, and you'll probably have to change it. If you take all the ones out, eventually you're going to have to give some up. But, so they take those, and they put them down, and then they've earned that 3 gold. And they can, as I said, trade those in for 2 silver if they need it. And so then you have that block, and it's there. Then you put the next block down, do the same thing, and so forth. Now, there is one inkling to this. If you manage to roll the exact number that you needed, so like let's say you rolled a 4 and a 2 for that, you would get an extra gold for meeting it exactly. And, you know, you could actually run up to 2 gold because you could meet both of them. Now, if you fail, like let's say, instead of the rolling die, I rolled a 2 and a 1, and but I got the other one. Now, the next person that was closest in bidding, between, like if there was another, I bid like 4 to get this one, and somebody else bid 3, they now have to pick up the slack. And they're going to have to pay, well, there's 5, it's like, so there's 3, and you needed 6, so maybe they pay a silver, and they're going to try to get, a 3 or better. So and of course I got a 2. So then they fail. And so, it's like, so then the next person in the line and so forth. Until finally it gets built and somebody gets the reward. Now, if, like, the second person in the line, like, rolls perfectly and gets a 3, they qualify for the extra gold, because they got 6 exactly. If you have a situation where, like, you have, like, like it's a 6 and a 1, and nobody wants to, because it's worth 1 gold, nobody wants to do it, and everybody bids a 0, the block still gets built, but the pharaoh isn't happy with everybody, and he charges everybody 2 silvers. So, and then the game just progresses, and so you'll be building your pyramid, just like you did when you were playing with blocks, and probably still do, like I do, and then until you get to the second level. Now when you get to the second level, you're going to roll 2 dice for each thing. So you're going to get, and also you roll 2 silver dice before each turn. Now remember, before each block, you do get to roll and get extra silver. So if you're running out of money, you can get free money basically from this arrow. So like for this next block, you're going to roll 2 of each. And so here you're going to need 11 and 8, but you get 11 gold for completing it. So, I mean, that one's, like, really good, right? And as you probably have guessed, once you get all of these built and put the one on top, the final one is 3 dice for each one of those things. And you also get to roll 3 dice to get your silver at the beginning. It is not a tough game to learn mechanically by any means. It's pretty straightforward. But the process, the blind bidding, and the kind of like the bluffing and the counter bluffing in the game, plus rolling the dice and watching people fail, really makes this one a lot of fun for me and my gaming group. It totally hit on all cylinders. But I'll talk more about that in my conclusion. Oh, I forgot one other rule. There is a variant where you have this 10-sided, and this is kind of the mean variant, but like, let's say like you're bidding for this one, and you're rolling all these dice, you also, on each roll, when they roll, you add the 10-sided into the roll. And if you're unlucky enough to have the 10-sided show up with a 1, no matter what you rolled, you automatically fail, and so you don't have a chance to actually complete the pyramid with that. I mean, yeah, sure, it's a 1 in 10. We play with it just because for the off chance that you actually roll that, and the bad luck, and because you can laugh at that person, we actually play with that little added stipulation. So there you go. That is how to play Building Giza. Let me tell you, as I said, what I think about the game. Alright, so that was Building Giza. Thank you very much for watching that portion of the video. Mechanically, like I said, the game is light. I've said that like 8 times now, so I apologize. But what do I like about it? As I said, it kind of fits that whole laugh at your friends for their misfortune type of game. And this is one of those interaction, everybody's involved, everybody's watching the die rolls, everybody's having a good time type of thing. Whenever, basically, go back to, when I was a kid and playing Yahtzee at my grandparents' house, my brother was just the worst loser and even worse winner, and he kind of taught me to have the kind of trash-talking spirit I have when I play games that I have now, which I don't think is a negative at all. I mean, it's just, if you can't take some good-natured ribbing when you're sitting at the table, then you probably shouldn't be sitting, well, you shouldn't sit at my table, because with my group of friends, my gaming group, it is constant beratement over poor choices, bad luck, and poor rolling, and rubbing it in somebody's face when we win. And yeah, it's a little odd probably to see it from somebody outside looking in, but these are people that I've known for 20, 25 years, and so we come to expect it from each other. And I love games that give me the opportunity to sit there. It's like, oh, are you gonna roll the dice? What are you gonna roll? I bet you're not gonna roll a 4. You're like, ha! You didn't roll a 4, did you? And so it isn't even so much about who wins the game, although bragging rights are nice. It's kind of the journey that you take there. And plus the game, for what it is, it does have some cool, interesting decisions. I mean, I love the auction portion. I love using those zero cards. I love, oh, I'm bidding 3 cards now. Well, I wonder if they're zeros. Stuff like that. I enjoy the meta game, if you will. I don't really like the word meta, but it's the game beyond the game, if you will. And I always say, as long as the game is fun, I don't care how simple the rules are. I don't care what the game looks like. I mean, this game was flat out fun, and we've played it a ton, and and I've even played it with my daughter, and she enjoys it as well, and unfortunately she's kind of getting the same sportsmanship attitude that her dad does, so I need to kind of restrain it just a little bit until she's a little bit older, I suppose. So, but there you go. There is the Building Giza. If you have any questions about the game, please ask away. I'll be happy to answer those to the best of my ability. Until next time, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video, and you have yourself one heck of an awesome day. Alright, bye-bye.